Hello guys, welcome to Tech and Tech. As you can see, I have bought a new microphone in order to improve audio quality during my videos. And in this video, we're going to cover a really interesting topics within not only wars, but also chemistry because, well, it's a pretty interesting concept. Now, if you have ever looked at maps, you can see that Germany is in Europe. And if you look at its natural resources, oil is not in between one of them. It has rich jungles, it might have mines, but it doesn't have oil. But if you have checked during World War II with no fuel because it was under sanctions, the British or anybody that had oil would not sell oil to the Germans. And also the Germans, as I said, did not have oil within their territories. But how did they manage to get enough oil in order to go through their early conquests? Now, after sometimes they went to Africa and then they got their hands on some oil. But before that, during their, as I said, earlier conquests, how did they get their needed fuels? Because if you have seen their machinery, they are massive and they use a ton of fuel and they're usually pretty slow with multiple engines. In fact, a lot of use of fuel. Now, the Germans, of course, had no fuel. They couldn't store this many, and unlike World War I, they did not have any colonies that could bring them this black gold. Now, the thing Germans did was that what are Germans good at? Technology and, of course, chemistry. So they decided that we don't have oil, but we need a ton of it. So how are we going to make it? They decided that what is basically oil made of? It's a hydrocarbon, meaning that it's made of hydrogen and carbon, meaning that like if you manage to get some of those in like from the air basically, because hydrogen is a gas, carbon is not a gas, but it can be found in multiple gases such as carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, and many other gases that contain carbon in them. So the Germans did this and they decided, so we need hydrogen and then we need carbon. So they got these and then they put them inside these giant synthetic fuel plants, and then boom, you have oil, and it's actually way more clear, and well, it has the same amount of resource. And like the main way to obtain these synthetic fuels is by, well, like fusing hydrogen with carbon from carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide. What are carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide have in common? They are made up of one carbon like atom, and they're made up of one or two oxygen atoms, meaning that by like doing this, by fusing these two together, you get fuel. Besides that, you get oxygen, meaning that you're basically just purifying the air, turning carbon monoxide into oxygen that you can breathe and, well, you can use in many other industries, such as, well, anything that uses oxygen in it. Now, with this, they also had other things, such as like they would turn methanol into fuels that they could use, because methanol is alcohol, and alcohol burns, and it burns really well. And what do you need from from fuel? It's to burn. Well, these guys turn methanol into fuel. And then another thing that they would do is to liquidify coal, because coal is just basically solid. It can be burned. So by liquidifying it, you can just put it inside of a tank's canister of like fuel or whatever the hell the fuel is put into, and then like you liquefied coal, you put it in your gas tank, and then you could just move around like you were having fuel inside of your tank, even though that's not fuel, it's liquefied coal. Now, due to this, they had basically infinite amount of fuel, because a lot of the air is hydrogen, and then not a lot of it, but another part of it is carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide, and basically anything that has carbon in it, methane, anything like that. So the Germans took these, they put them inside these massive plants, and then boom, out came fuel, and then they would feed their war machines with these, and well, there they had an infinite source of fuel. They would have no problem, unless of course logistics, where they would have to get this synthetic fuel into their soldiers, which caused a ton of problems, especially during the attack on the Soviets, because their logistics line did not, they could not provide their tanks, their massive Tiger 2s and Tiger 1s that needed a ton of fuel. They could not supply these things with their needed fuel, so fuel shortages were common. But of course, fuel shortages were because of logistical problems, not because of actual fuel shortage. Anyway, I'm also planning on quitting YouTube because it just isn't worth it anymore. put like 8 hours of trying and continuously recording and basically editing, and anything that you know, like providing content for you guys takes, uploading, editing, and all of those, it takes way more than 8 hours. But I do it because I want to provide you guys with the content, and of course I want to keep my YouTube channel running and on schedule. But then I realized it's not worth it. Some people, if you have scrolled through YouTube Shorts, you can see some people don't even try that much, like as much as I do, for their videos, but yet they get a ton of views and a ton of likes. My videos, I spend like 5 minutes recording this for you, and I'm definitely going to spend 5 hours editing this for you. And then like how much watch time does it get? Like it won't be 4 hours. Like the amount of time I put is more than the watch time that it gets. And I'm one man putting all that in there, putting all the work, putting all the hours. But there are tons of people viewing this, and it doesn't exceed 4 hours. So if this video doesn't get any more than 5,000 views, I'm going to quit YouTube. I might convert this into a channel that provides content that's less challenging to make, such as gaming, because gaming doesn't need me to remove this massive green screen that I have. And also, well, it's easy. You just have to have creativity. But for my content, you have to go on, look for images that you like, provide you with your viewers with these images, and then like you have to edit these in order to make sure the images are in the right place, the timing is right, and of course everything like that. And of course, well, it is the recording and the actual information gathering, because information gathering also takes a ton of time, because like I've been spending hours of research doing this. Like, in fact, the main reason I made this video was because I was thinking one night, I was like trying to sleep, but like, I was trying to take a nap, but the nap didn't want to take me, so I was just thinking, and then I got this idea. How did Germany didn't run out of fuel? And then I went on, I did research on Google and came by with this synthetic fuel thing. And well, I told this to a friend, and he said, if you post this on YouTube, it'll get a ton of views, so here I am. And well, the amount of research I do, the amount of editing I do, the amount of like uploading, anything, is not worth it anymore to continue on growing the channel. I might like turn this into like, I might upload less frequently, I might quit the channel entirely, or I might convert it into a different, well, niche, which is easier to edit and provide content. Well, anyway, it's not been 10 minutes because I've been like, most of it I talk nonsense for like 3 minutes, I think. Anyway, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell to be notified of the rest of the work that will occur on the channel later. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to share the video so it gets 5,000 views so that I don't quit YouTube. And stand by for my next video, if it actually comes. Anyway, just go.